Welcome, my name is Eric Tree, and welcome back. I come here in peace. I'm just going to speak some things, disagree, that's up to you. But basically, last time I talked about how our words have power and how our eyes can make us fall. And now I'm going to talk about where do you walk. So now I'm going to talk about the places that you walk. So words have power. Our eyes can lead us to stumble. And now, where do you walk? The places you go, the people you get close to, and the environments you live in make a heavy difference in what happens to who you are. So the places you go, the people you get close to, and the environments that you live in make a heavy difference in what happens to who you are. So blessed, what does blessed mean? Blessed means happy people want to be happy, but few people find it. Just look at the faces that in that are in depression, defeated, and angry. Being holy leads to happiness. So why is happiness something that is to be something that is to be basically that is to be marked or distinguished? Why is happiness something that has to be set apart in a person's life? So why does happiness have to be described in a person's life, or why does happiness have to be outlined in a person's life? Why does happiness have to be drawn in a person's life? Why does happiness have to be classified in a person's life? So happiness is possible. What do you think of that? So if I were to say happiness is possible, what would you think about that? So what would you think about, is happiness possible? So if you say yes, so if you say happiness is possible, it tells me something about you. So if I say, is happiness possible? And I say, what do you think of that? And if you say happiness is possible, that tells me something about you. That we all start out thinking happiness is natural in life as we grow up. Our parents say life is tough. So as time goes on, we move and begin to see and experience more life and experience. We move and begin to see and experience more life and realize happiness is not easy and think it is achievable. So when we get older in life, maybe we think happiness becomes unachievable because of what we're going through or the things that we might be going through in life. So we feel like that it's something that's unachievable. So you can choose the path to happiness, and it's not having a lack of experience. So you can choose the path of happiness, but it's not a lack of experience. God made you to have happiness so you can walk through life. A happy person does not walk in with the wicked. And before I forget, oh yeah, so Proverbs 26 says, basically, think or carefully consider the path of your feet, then all your ways will be sure. So that's why it says, don't walk in step with the wicked. If you do, then it could be where your problems started. So are you going to say the truth are going to say the truth that you have toxic people around you. So maybe you have toxic people around you and you're never going to admit that you do. If you're not willing to understand where the dark is present, you will fall to it. And some relationships should have never become friendships, and some acquaintances should never become deep relationships. The people you give access to your life and choose to walk through life with can take you for a diversion in your life. Basically, it can steer you the wrong way in life. So take a moment to think about where you are currently going and who you are going with. Are you on the right path? Are you headed where you want to go? It is on purpose. Did you get on it because of God calling you, or did you change the direction? Is it taking you to the future or burning your life to the ground? Are you on a path to get approval for the wrong people, or you are confident in who God created you to be? So the flight path can become your future. So your flight path can become your future. Where you walk becomes where you live. Conversations with holy person can turn into you doing life together. So conversations with a foolish person can turn into you doing life together. When you link your life to folly or foolishness, you go in all the wrong things. Their way of thinking becomes the way you see life. So don't let a foolish person become the way that you see life. Maybe the foolish person thinks one way and now you see your life that way. So once you have a seat at the table, it is hard to get back up and walk away. Read that again. Once you have a seat at the table, it is hard to get back up and walk away. So mockers means big talking. It starts with walking down the path of the wrong people. So the best hint, mockers means big talking. It starts with walking down the path of the wrong people, or the path with the wrong people. The best hint to the right path is to see the people who are on it. All you have to do is look at the people on your right and left. Are they on the good or evil path? The path to being a lion is narrow, but you can be doing good things, but you aren't building anything of substance anywhere. Buying things to impress people you don't even know, not living within your means. So when you feel disconnected with a friend, rather than listening to the issues, you pretend like everything is fine. You have decided anything that doesn't feel good isn't good. So if you're that person, then stop blaming everyone else and stand your ground. Don't quit because you're tired of your excuses, and take responsibility. I forgot the dang pills. Oh well. Be around people who challenge and encourage you, or keep the mask on your face so people don't know who you really are. Being a person who thinks you are better than you really are, being weak and lazy. Only person you're lying to is yourself by not facing situations. The more you ignore problems, the bigger they are. You need to look in the mirror and see the common denominator in all the failed relationships is you. The antidote is accountability. So I'm going to read that again. You need to look in the mirror and see the common denominator in all the failed relationships is you. The antidote is accountability. Where you walk creates a path to the physical and spiritual. Our hearts have a path. When we go to a place physically, we are creating a path that is easy to walk when you head in that direction. So the best things come from preparation, quality, and discipline. So fools don't want to think about where their decisions are leading. When you don't want to know the outcome of the truth, you're lying to yourself. You don't control your future, but you decide what beliefs will guide your steps into the future. And last point, maybe your steps have been careless or careful. You can commit to walking through life differently in the future. So that's about it, pretty much, straight to the point. I mean, I wrote everything down, so I'm just gotta get straight to the point. And there's something I need to go do before I forget that I forgot to do. But so where do you walk? Pretty much. So God is good all the time, and I'm out.